To begin with, Question of the Hearts of Iron 5 is still not so popular as someone might thought, but for me it's a great opportunity to tell you my opinion about that for you. This year Hoi 4 has turned 7 years since the game was released. The same time was needed to go from the Hearts of Iron 3 to Hearts of Iron 4. So how much time do we need to wait to see a new one game from the Paradox Interactive? Well, in my opinion, Hoi 5 isn't going to be released in the nearest future, or even to say better, in the nearest years. Here I gathered some arguments for that. So the reason number 1, money. We all know that the Paradox Interactive wants to take all your money. And I personally dislike the idea of the DLC because it's not the DLC at all. It's just the content that have to be included in the game when you buy it. For me, DLC is something special, not the stuff that every player needs. And if I buy a game, I want to buy a good version of it. But if you buy a Hoi 4 without any DLC, it's like a demo version of the game, and for that scene I hate Paradox Interactive. After saying that, we all understand that the developers will create as much DLC as it can be possibly done to get all money from the game and audience. In case of money, developing of games costs a lot and takes a lot of time. But if you have a successful project, you will gather all money from it to the last moment of its life. Reason number 2, time. Earlier I mentioned that nowadays games developing take a lot of time and resources. The same situation we have with Hoi 4 and other games. First part of the Hearts of Iron was released in 2002, the second one in 2005, the third one in 2009, and Hearts of Iron 4 was released in 2016. So we see that the gap between the games continues to grow. At first it was 3 years, then 4 years, after that 7. And another 7 years has gone, but still no one is talking about Hoi 5. In my opinion, we will wait for a while before we see the first news about new part of the Hearts of Iron. Maybe Paradox developers will announce about developing of the new part on 10th anniversary of the game, which will happen only in 2026. But I'm not even sure about that year, because 10 years for game and nowadays realities, it's not as much as it was 20 years ago. Just look on the GTA trilogy. GTA San Andreas was released in 2004, GTA 4 in 2008, and GTA 5 in 2013. And a lot of players still enjoy GTA 5 and GTA Online, because in nowadays development there has not a lot of space left for the game developing. Yeah, in 2000s games didn't have that high quality as we have it now, so they had a huge space to develop games, especially we see that in the GTA trilogy. But Hearts of Iron 4 has the same problem. Adding new mechanics, developing AI, developing economics, making game looks even more real. And it's really hard. So to create something new, we need much more time today than it needed even 10 or 15 years ago. The reason number 3 is popularity. Actually, I was really shocked when I saw that the amount of average daily active players is still growing from year to year. For example, from average 25k daily players from 2018 to 2020, it has grown to 50k players from 2022 to 2023. So since 2020, game is growing with an incredible speed. And after seeing that, we all understand that now there is no reason to develop Hearts of Iron 5, because Hearts of Iron 4 is reaching new peaks in its history. Everyone loves new DLC. Well, of course except me. But even I understand that this tactic is a good idea and it attracts a lot of new and old players to game. Plus, it makes a lot of money to the company, so they will continue to do it, it's obviously. Summarizing, there are still not a lot of reasons to talk about Hawaii 5 right now. And in my opinion, the game will be released in the gap between 2028 to 2030. There is no reason to publish it earlier than in 2028, but after 2030, the game will be too old to play it. And I guess that by that time, we will see a lot of new opportunities for the game developing and for the mechanics that can be released in the new part of the Hearts of Iron.